Hi there. So this lesson is going to be on. So when we talk about ecology, let's give a quick definition. It's the study of in ecosystems. When we talk about ecosystems, they're really looking at the interaction, and I'm going to show you a little diagram here. Use green, and I'll explain why in a second. But probably all have seen this kind of like ecological pyramid-looking thing here, where, except you might not have seen this, and we talked about organisms and another organism, and we talk about the environment. So what is ecology? It's a study of how organisms interact with other organisms and how organisms interact with their environment. Okay, so inherently in here, we're going to be talking about two different types of things here. We're going to be talking about organisms which are what we refer to as biotic factors. And here's another biotic factor on here. Biotic simply means living. It's a living thing. These are living. Okay? And we also have the abiotic. Little tip here, anytime you put the letter A in front of a word, beginning of a word, or and, it means not, or without. So this is without life. So it's non-living. So these are non-living factors. So more about that in a moment. Okay, I'm going to need a little bit of some clearance here, so let me just wipe this clean right now. Much better. Okay, let's talk organization-wise. Like, how are ecosystems, ecology, how is it organized together? So we're going to talk about some basic levels. And you can start with an organism. And an organism has a certain species, so if we have a group of them together, we form a population. So a population refers to all organisms of the same in an area. Okay, and so we get several organisms in the same species. We could be talking about a population of deer in the forest. We could be talking about the bacteria on this marker. Well, bacteria, when I say one species of bacteria, not all the species. And a group of populations, so many different species come together, form a community. So this is all the living things in the forest. This is all the living things on this marker, including all the bacteria, the viruses, the funguses, and other things that could be on. So this is the biotic factors in an area. All the living things in the area. That's community. Let's bring it back a little bit over here. So, an ecosystem. So an ecosystem refers to all the biotic and abiotic biotic factors. We're talking about all the living things, so like, all the living interactions as well. How there's some parasitism, like one organism living off of another organism, or there is a feeding relationship, there's a predator, there's a prey, or just within one species even too. But the abiotic, let's talk a little bit more about that abiotic. I want to bring that out a little bit. I'm going to change colors here. So what are we talking about when we talk about abiotic? So Abiotic, we're really talking about non-living, and never was. In fact, it's even sometimes very difficult to hold or touch when we're talking about these non-living things. Although we can hold and touch soil and perhaps moisture in the form of water, it is very difficult to hold pH or temperature. And it's also difficult to hold the sunlight or the wind or, water current. All of these things are what we would consider abiotic factors. They're non-living factors, but they do affect whether organisms can survive there or not. Okay, so continuing along here. So if all the ecosystems in a given area, they have the same kind of climate and have the same kind of organisms, we refer to them as a biome. So biome is all ecosystems with similar climate and organisms. Everybody knows about the tropical rainforest, but do you know what biome we live here up in Rochester, New York? Well, we live in the temperate deciduous forest. So that's a biome. We all have temperate means that the seasons change. Deciduous means that the trees that are there have leaves that fall in the winter and fall seasons. There's deserts, tundra, taiga, grasslands, lots of different biomes. But they all share a similar climate and similar organisms. And last but not least, certainly not least because it is the largest, we're talking about the biosphere. You might think of this as the whole Earth, but really what we're talking about is the area on Earth
where life can exist.
Generally, very generally, it's about a mile up from sea level and it's about a mile down from sea level, give or take a little bit. Okay, so a lot covered here in this lesson. A little introduction on ecology.